Distorted Realities. Here are your hosts, Jay Rock and Frank Walls. Remember, discuss the unknown and discover the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Distorted Realities. My name is Jay Rock, and alongside me is none other than Mr. Frank
Walls. How you doing, guys?
The
So
tank.
welcome to Distorted Reality, and I got to meet the man, the legend, Mr. Jay Rock.
So, guys, it's the season finale, season 2.
Wow.
I think we made do on our promises, right?
Yeah. We
Not
accomplished.
all of them were fulfilled, but you know, life happens, things happen, and I think that it's fair that you know, some things got to get pushed back for a later date. However, they won't be dismissed. Interesting week. I think we should start off with last week's episode.
Mhm.
We had a couple of weird situations. I myself wasn't entirely in the spirit of things, given the sad news of a former colleague and friend, good friend, passing. But you got to take the ups and the downs, and I think pushing through helped a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the best way to honor people who you know and you grew up with that are hardworking, disciplined, and kind of help culture that into that spirit of moving forward, moving strong. Yeah, you got to take space to, you know, put your things together. But yeah, so for that, I apologize to those who found this a little bit unnerving or a little bit unracked, so to speak. But it's on me. But we push forward, and here we are. Well, episode 12,
Wow.
season 2, episode 12. Last time I said season 12, episode 2. So
Season 2, episode 12. It was how you say that, like a long waited season finale, right?
yeah. So before we begin, let's start with the usual stuff, right? And if you are a fan of Distorted Realities and you love the show and you love the aliens, cryptids, myths and legends, folklores, conspiracy theories, and the like, please tune into our channel on youtube.com/@distortedrealities and click like and subscribe and click on the little bell notification icon for up-to-the-minute alerts and videos that we're going to be posting. And the same thing for Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to rumble.com, look up Distorted Realities. We're there. You can check that out as well. And the Facebook page is being finalized. Right now it's on my personal page. But for those of you who are at Facebook and you just want to go straight to the channel, go to www.youtube.com/@distortedrealities.
Perfect. Telemundo version. Hola, muchachos, bienvenidos. Gracias por el apoyo. Estamos en el episodio 12 del season número 2, ya terminando el season número 2. La temporada. Entonces, a todos los que les gusta estas cosas extraterrestres, paranormales, anormales, fuera de lo normal, teorías de conspiraciones, de gobierno, etcétera, están en el lugar preciso. Espero que les guste, sigan apoyando el show. Y nada, vendrán más de nosotros por ahí, con nuevas cosas, nuevos segmentos y muchas cosas más para el deleite de ustedes.
Thank you, sir. If you are a fan of Distorted Realities and you want to share a story that we can digitize into AI or have an interview with you and share, you can send us an email at contact@thedistortedrealities.com. Again, contact@thedistortedrealities.com. And we will gladly reply to your email and, get into the works of talking about this and perhaps some form of compensation.
Si nos quieren enviar alguna de las historias que ustedes hayan tenido en lo largo de su vida, alguna historia paranormal, no normal o fuera de lo normal, pueden contactarnos a contact@thedistortedrealities.com. Así que no tengan miedo, pueden compartir su historia con nosotros, ya sea anónimo o como ustedes quieran, y para así traerla al show para que las personas puedan disfrutarla.
All right. And last but not least, if you like the merch that we're wearing, like I'm wearing El Buzirasco shirt, we have the cups, we have hats, we have socks. You can go to https://distorted-realities-shop.printify.me. Again, https://distorted-realities-shop.printify.me. And if you find that to be too long, you go to the YouTube site in our channel and go to links, and the link is right there. You just click and go straight into the merch store. By the way, we've had great success with the merch store. However, a lot of people find that the link itself, typing it up, is a little bit too much. But that's what I do. I just redirect them to the YouTube channel, and the link is there. It's on TikTok as well, but the storefront doesn't allow to sell every single piece of merch. That's why we prefer to direct them to the Printify shop. With that being said,
en español, si quieren apoyarnos comprando nuestra mercancía, donde tenemos gorras, camisetas, tazas, de todo un poco tenemos ahí hasta calcetines. Puedes chequear aquí, este es el website aquí arribita de nuestra tienda, o si no, es más fácil, pueden ir al canal de YouTube, y en el YouTube está el link para que entren aquí y ahí pueden ver toda la mercancía que tenemos. También tenemos otra tienda de TikTok, pero en este link tenemos más variedad de las cosas que tenemos. En la tienda de TikTok la mercancía es limitada. Okay. Así que,
thank you, good sir. All right, so that ends that. And the last one is my favorite, and I hope people call. Is anybody online? Just to double check here.
we're good, we're good.
Okay, so for those of you who want to watch the show and participate during the live stream, you could check out the number above, 904-803-7327. Again, 904-803-7327. Call in, give us a shout out. We'll send you free merch. Call in, tell us a story. We'll gladly entertain it. If you feel uncomfortable with giving out your personal name, we'll keep it anonymous. You could pretend to be whoever you want. Just be respectful, and we'll gladly indulge your story.
Si quiere participar del programa, puede llamarnos al número que aparece en pantalla, el 1904-803-7327. Repito, 1904-803-7327. Si quiere participar del show, puede llamarnos en confianza, siempre con respeto y eso. Si no tiene que dar su nombre, si no quiere, puede ser en anonimato y nos puede contar su historia, o simplemente participar del show y abundar en algún tema que estemos hablando sobre el show. Así que, gracias.
All right, so that ends the basics. We set that out the way. So season 1 was like exploring uncharted territory.
Oh, yeah.
But before we begin, I want to really talk to those who've never done this and had the curiosity of doing this. What does it take? Well, it takes two things. One, the ability to get the tools and resources you need, which weren't that expensive initially to start. And it just takes an idea. And what started off as an idea flourished into a full season, right? We had no experience. Let's just get better. That was kind of like the goal, right?
We just swim without fence.
Yeah, it's sink or swim. We gave it a shot. It turned out to be successful to a lot of extents. We even, I guess, underestimated our very own potential.
So far, we have 718.
Yeah, 718 followers.
Followers in YouTube, and that's a lot for me. I mean, we started with nothing,
466 on TikTok.
You see?
So the only one that we're struggling with a bit is Instagram, but Instagram is a little bit challenging to get people engaged because it's really meant for like small blips, right? However, we've had great success, and season 2 came up, and the goal for season 2 was figure out the format of the show, right? So we got a lot of feedback from viewers and people who were watching the show, and that resulted in us wanting to do better each step of the way, right? Okay, how do we do this to make it like this, right? And it just ended up working, as we kept moving along. Of course, more hiccups came, and as we go through these hiccups, we just work through them and we figure it out, right? Nonetheless, it was the most fun I'd had because we got to experience different things, different ideas, to the point where we actually became pretty modest and good at like figuring out what to do next.
We're getting better and better and better and better. It's like every day we surpass our limits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's really the cue for you guys. If you really believe in what you want to do, the key is take the first step, go in blind.
grab the bull by the horns.
you know, and figure it out, make mistakes. It's okay, especially when you're starting. As you become better and better and better, you have to start limiting your mistakes, right?
Hay que tirarse de pecho. Tírate de pecho sin miedo. Ahí, mira. ¡Fua!
Yeah. So the idea is that we're getting better, but now we're starting to find our format, right? Like what we want to do going forward. So let's talk about season 2. We went on adventures. We went out with a bang. We started with Casadega. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And in Casadega, we went to what's called the psychic capital of the world, right? So
Casadega, yeah. That's where
so
the
it-
devil's chair is.
So we went to the Devil's Chair. We actually sat at the Devil's Chair. We interviewed people at the store. We had a phenomenal experience, and that kind of opened up our thought process on how to become, you know, people with no experience to go in and just adventure. The key word was adventure. We're going on adventures, right? That led to us meeting Sarah and Colleen,
The woman of unearthly.
right? And then we had an adventure with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Suwannee.
in Suwannee River, and that was amazing, right? And then,
And you went to Colombia.
right, and I met Roberto Escobar, Pablo Escobar's brother.
There you go.
We went to look at the legend of El Bucirasco, which is the guy on the shirt here. And things turned out to be. It kind of started falling into place and making sense. Like, yeah, we're not just talking about the show and AI and aliens, but we're actually going places to say, hey, look, this is where it's at, and you know, you take it the way you want to take it. But that's gonna be a constant thing moving forward in the future seasons. We might segment it in a different way where it's not necessarily part of the live stream; it'll be part of a separate show. So what's the bigger picture, right? The AI videos got better.
Oh, yeah.
Quality is better. We started adding audio narration, started adding our own custom music. Thank you, ODOT.
We got better narrators now.
Yeah. We went with the comic book art theme for all the.
Shout out to Raleigh.
Yeah, to Coral. She did a lot of the artwork. And then you had like the in-between stuff, you know, the trailers, right? We actually wanted to see if we could film something, right? We had no skills. And by the way, disclaimer, I went to film school many, many years ago. I got discouraged. Someone kind of shattered my dreams in the industry. And years later, I meet Frank. He's like, oh, you got it. Like, you got to do this, right? And thank you, Frank. For real.
Anytime, sir.
You know,
you push me too. You push me too.
so this resulted in us doing Jackpot, right? Which was like a comedy that we intended on doing. And we didn't have a clue we were going to get to that point, right? And it became an action comedy in a way. And then we said, you know what, let's just do a trailer. I think if we do a trailer and see how we can work out the effects, the green screen and all that stuff, and see how it works, I think that's like a really cool thing.
Yeah.
So we successfully did it. We didn't think it was going to come out as good as it did, given that we had no experience on this. But it turned out well.
I really enjoyed it. It was very nice.
I think you was the centerpiece of that video. You went with the whole. I was like, wow, like this is impressive.
When I was growing up, my mom used to watch a lot of action movies, and like your mom was with the terror movies, right?
Yeah, with the horror
So
movies.
my mom was just an action. She used to love, you know, Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger. You
So
know.
for me, and this is because of my grandfather, my favorite action star, a lot of people don't know, is Charles Bronson.
There you go.
And he was the original John Wick. A lot of people don't know that, right? Like, yeah, Chuck Norris kicked ass and he's up there, and Van Damme did a lot of like showmanship stuff. But Charles Bronson was a man of few words.
Yeah, he just shoot and next question later.
Yeah, so it was him and Clint Eastwood, believe it or not. But I like Charles Bronson's subtle approach, right? Death Wish was like the thing, you know? I mean,
How many
even-
movies they made?
They're like 50. But
they were all called the same, right? Like
so,
which
so
one?
you would watch. You know, in Channel 11, Charles Bronson comes back in a vengeance. This time, he's packing more heat. And this is like Death Wish 10, the revenge of the revenge. Like, what the hell? Like, who he's gonna kill now? He's killed everybody. But it was fun to watch, and I think for us, we had no clue what to do, so we went with the whole military thing, and we put a funny spin on it. But I have the video,
Yeah.
and I think we should play it one more time because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
recapping the season. So let's watch. Let's watch Jackpot. All right.
Get ready for the blockbuster movie that never made it to the movies.
It's J-Rock coming in, over. Are you down? You have 4 hostiles headed your way.
This movie's gonna blow you away.
I need backup! I need backup! Come on, I got like 10 of them over here! I can't do this by myself! J-Rock!
Watch out, Tango and Cash.
Stop bitching, Frank. You've done more than this in Fallujah.
Because here comes Frank Walls and J-Rock.
We were another 2-man team! Okay? I need backup!
Action has a new team in town.
Alright, Frank. I'm gonna make my way there now. Alright? Over.
Oh my god! Finally!
I made it.
You made it, huh?
Yeah, I did.
You owe me one!
I think you will be too.
J-Rock. And Frank the Tank Walls. These are men of action.
Hey, Frank.
Hey,
You're in for a treat, buddy.
what happened
Got
now?
a special invitation.
Where are we going?
On Iraq.
Again?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Go to your local video stores and watch.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
Oh, baby!
Coming soon to VHS.
That was it.
I'm watching this thing and I'm going like, damn, we really went there.
That was Hollywood quality. Hollywood quality right there.
But
Shout out to Corrales. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey, guys. It has been fun doing this art. Congratulations. And another awesome season. Thank you.
yes, thank you so much, Coral. And you know, it takes a village, right? We didn't do this alone. It takes a lot of support, a lot of honesty, a lot of good feedback, constructive feedback, and it takes the will to want to do this, right? We do this for your enjoyment, and we hope that we're achieving that every step of the way, right? But that was Jackpot, right? My thoughts on it is that now that I look at it, I go, damn, knowing what I know now, how much better can I do?
Oh, yeah. We
Right?
can
So-
do almost Hollywood quality right there.
So,
That was good.
so total budget cost for this, so that you guys know, it was under $100. We already had the green screen that we used for the show. We already have the lights that we used for the show. We
We already
started-
have the guns.
yeah, the guns were airsoft guns, and then
Yeah.
everything else was like a special effects package that we bought for like
Mhm.
$50, and then a couple of other little knickknacks that we wanted. But we got it, we did it, it worked. It was a success. I mean, kind of got the message across that we can do parody stuff. and
Yeah.
Was it perfect? Not necessarily, but for a first time, I think that we didn't struggle and we enjoyed the process. But yeah, that led to the idea of like parody trailers, right? And my brother Jacob, he, if you meet him in person, he's somebody else. He is very funny. He indulges in doing some really quirky things, and that led to the Starlight Riot.
There you go. There you go.
The trailer. So we did the Starlight Riot trailer. And And during that time, we had discovered that my brother was facing a hard battle with cancer. And the good news is that it's on remission. He recovered. This is my older brother, Edwin, by the way. Love you, brother. Thank you so
Edwin
much for always being.
Ibanez.
Yes. So thank you so much for being very supportive. And I hope that, you know, the lucky seven that were involved in your journey gave you the strength you needed to overcome it. And we're glad that you did. And I think more positive things are coming your way. So just sending out love to my brother Jacob and Edwin. Jacob for giving me the idea for the parody, and Edwin because he's always been there for me since day one. And I also want to shout out Noelia, my sister, who was one of the first ones to receive coffee from Distorted Reality.
Shout out to Noelia.
Love you, sis.
Love you too.
And Yvette.
Shout out.
So Yvette Otero, love you too. We had cameo appearances, right? We had Sebastian, who was a young kid, came in. He's, you know, like and subscribe to Story Realities, and it's just so warming to see people involved in the process that really want to see this come to fruition, and the support from the brothers and sisters, from the family, the friends, the people that are watching you, the viewer. It's so heartfelt.
Oh yeah.
And Kid Dan.
Kid Dan, yeah.
Who, you know, Kid Dan and Kevin are the two people that keep me very humbled and very honest.
Kevin, Jacob.
You know? So to all of you guys who have helped every step of the way, again, thank you. But I think it's time to go to the funny side. And this one is dedicated to Jacob because he is the man, the myth, the legend, Starlight Riot.
There you go.
So without further ado, Starlight Riot.
Let's rock and roll.
From Hollywood Pictures Home Video Entertainment. It was the decade of decadence. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Look out, Michael Jackson. Here comes Starlight Riot. Get your Aquanets ready, cause this time we're gonna glam out. Starlight Riot. Featuring the rock star frontman Starlight. Now on VHS.
All right, guys. So that was Starlight Riot. We're gonna so then that led to like ideas, right? Like more parodies. And I said the Starlight Riot character is like, you remember the movie Eddie and the Cruisers?
No.
So there was this show or this movie that me and my older brother used to watch in Channel 11 in New York City. That's WPIX New York, for those of you who don't remember. In the 80s, there was a movie about a rock star named Eddie, and he had a band called Eddie and the Cruisers, and like he disappears from the rock and the fame and all this stuff. So that was kind of like the source influence behind the idea of Starlight Riot. And then we decided to do a sequel. So I think that we should watch the sequel, Electric Dreams.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So without further ado, Electric Dreams.
From Hollywood Pictures Home Video Entertainment. The stunning sequel to the mega hit movie Starlight Riot, we bring you Electric Dreams. Watch Starlight as he rises to ungodly stardom, now so much Aquanet that it's electrifying. See as Starlight dazzles his fans with his glorious, glamorous chops that make the ladies go wild. Now available at VHS or wherever videos are sold. Make sure you own a copy before it's gone.
All right, so that was Electric Dreams. There are two other pieces. We're not going to show them because there's just too much material going on. But I think that you guys get the message. We are so grateful. We are filled with so much gratitude that we're able to create these things and share it with you guys. And I guess for me, it's more of we're evolving, doing great. And what we want to know is how you feel about it. Right? We hope that you comment on the chat, you comment on the chat in Rumble, YouTube, or Facebook, and let us know what you think or you would like to see for next season. We do have a direction we're heading, and we're going to share that at the end of the show. But yeah, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We really appreciate it. And I think it's time we go to our favorites. Top 3 cryptids. Yes?
Top 3.
All right. So we're going to go to cryptid discoveries, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit it.
All right, welcome to Cryptid Discoveries, which is the segment where we talk about cryptids. And this season we were loaded with cryptids, right? We went and looked at stuff from all parts of the world, and I think that the top 3 for us, we picked in any particular order. It doesn't matter which one is number 1, but we're gonna play the first one. The first one actually happened last week. The ball.
The ball was that's a scary thing when you think about it. Like, wow.
Now, the reason why I like the ball because it was a spirit sucker. It devours souls, right? But it had this humanoid bat thing going on, and it's found in tombs.
But he also eat corpus.
Yeah, corpse. Yeah.
Corpse. Yeah. So imagine that you died and you're like, okay, I died. Well, but now your body's gonna be eaten by this creature that looks like a man bat or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's worse than that because you know how they say, like, once you die, your spirit leaves, so you're still able to see everything. Imagine these things actually sucking your soul away. You're dying,
Yeah.
literally, physically, and spiritually. So that's one of those weird one-offs you don't see often, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the ball video.
Ball.
And without further ado, you want to say it in Spanish, Philip?
Vamos a ver estamos haciendo los 3 cryptids que más gustaron a la gente o los más que nos gustaron a nosotros y al público, los más gufiados, como uno dice.
No.
Y vamos a hablar sobre el bal, que lo tuvimos en el programa pasado, el domingo pasado. Y vamos a hablar sobre él y vamos a enseñar el video ahora del bal.
Alrighty.
The Bal. In the Philippine jungles lies a demon that resembles that of a bat with human features. Known as the Bal, this cryptid of myths and legends lurks the jungles in search of a victim. The Bal is known to lurk the ancient cemeteries in order to devour the corpses that are in slumber. The Bal does not just feast on the flesh, but also finds nourishment in the souls it eats. Be on the lookout when you are in the Philippine jungles, as the Bal may be placing its sights on you.
All right, that was the ball.
The ball.
So what do you think?
I think the AI is just amazing. The way AI department is getting better and better. Every day is good, better, best. What?
Good, better, best, never, nothing less.
There you go. You see, so amazing. Scary. You know, imagine you finding something like that in the woods. You know, it's just like
if I was to run into something like that in the woods, what you would hear is,
I just play that. I try to play that. Not even that because he eat that corpus. So there's no way to hide from something.
you can't hide from something like that. All you could do is run like hell and just hope for the best. But yeah, that's the ball. And I think that for me, this is a very visceral creature, and I wanted to make it as grotesque, as demonic, as gory as possible. And I think we nailed it. Right. So I think it was really one of my favorites. And we're gonna move on to the second one because I think that the second one plays off better, right?
The chupacabra.
No, it's
No?
sorry, that's season one.
Oh my God, no chupacabra.
No,
this time?
and if I was to do it, I'm gonna do the dog
The
version,
dog version.
the American version.
No,
So, but the next one is the Huggin' Molly.
the Hugging Molly. That's scary.
Yeah, the
That's
Huggin'
scary.
Molly. So the Huggin' Molly is a ghost-like creature that is this is actually
Louisiana,
like
right? Louisiana?
no Alabama.
Alabama.
Right, and basically this woman is looking for kids that are running late at night, doing mischievous things, not listening to their parents, and it's kind of a creepy.
It's like the female version of the boogeyman, right?
Yeah, you
in
could
a
say
way.
that, and I mean, based on the aesthetics, a Victorian era ghost.
Yep. Vamos a ver ahora de Hugging Molly. Esta historia fue en Alabama, ¿no?
Yep.
Y de una señora que los niños que están tarde en la noche ella los asusta o los secuestra, se los lleva, como el cuco, pero en versión mujer, algo así. So,
All right. So without further ado, the Huggin' Molly.
Hugging Molly.
The Huggin' Molly, an eerie legend from Abbeville, Alabama, about a ghost of a tall, mysterious woman who roams the streets at night, called the Huggin' Molly. The Huggin' Molly targets children who are out after dark, especially those who are not behaving or who wander the streets unsupervised at night. The legend suggests that Huggin' Molly is a vengeful spirit, or that she was once a woman who died tragically. However, she is also known for devouring men who mistreat women. Be on your best behavior in Abbeville, or the Huggin' Molly will make her appearance when you least expect it.
All right, that's the Hugging Molly, and we was talking about the AI video. Like the kids are looking like they're running, but like they pooped on themselves.
Yeah.
What they saw.
That's about it.
But yeah, I thought it was great. All in all, it was a very straight to the point type of video. The fact that there's a lot of legend that goes with the Huggin' Molly was what makes it to me stand out.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that you can go to Alabama and there's that location. I think it's called
Like a restaurant?
Abbeville, Alabama. You can go there and they actually have like a whole town committed to this legend.
Wow.
Right. So I thought it was great. Who knows? Maybe we'll visit Abbeville, Alabama.
Abbeville.
So yeah, the Huggin' Molly. We thought it was one of the better standouts in terms of video quality and AI, and the story it was very cohesive. So we went that way. And then my final favorite, and not because it was the best, but because it was unique, was the sheep squash.
The sheep squash. It's
Yeah.
a squash.
No.
Not like sheeps.
It's a hybrid between a Bigfoot and like a goat or a sheep.
Mhm.
And it was the first time I saw like what I can envision this looking like. And I
It's like a-
really got what I wanted when I did the AI work.
Like a man sheep.
Yeah, but it's very like built. But it was just my first attempt at being super creative, and based on the information that we gathered, and I thought it was an accurate depiction of what people were saying.
Where
exists.
was depicted
The sheep squash of Ohio?
Ohio?
Yeah.
Ohio. Bueno, mi gente, vamos a ver ahora el sheep squash que viene de Ohio. Es una leyenda urbana de un hombre mitad hombre, mitad cabra, ¿no? Cabra.
O mitad Bigfoot, mitad
Mitad
cabra.
Bigfoot, mitad cabra. Ajá. Así que vamos a ver el video para su disfrute.
The sheep squatch, also known as the white thing, first sighted in the West Virginia southwestern counties in the 1990s. This creature is described as a woolly-haired creature with moss on its body, a sheep-like face with horns, and leaves a musky odor. Sightings and attacks have been reported throughout the years, as it seems this cryptid is unfriendly to humans. It has been reported to tear through the exterior of vehicles. Some describe this creature as 10 foot tall, while others have reported it as human in size. They have quills on their backs, highly acidic urine, and have ram horns to headbutt its victims. This creature is to be avoided at all cost.
So there you have it. That was the sheep squash. So somebody commented, right? What they say?
I got a Misael Baez. He says, I've seen the Hugging Molly in Hunt Point before. Wow.
Oh, sweat, Hunts Point. Wow. So let me tell you, Hunts Point is for those of you who don't know, it's a section in the South Bronx. That's where I'm from. I'm very proud, the Boogie Down Bronx. But it's the South Bronx, and that area was what we used to call like the industrial section where people would bring packages, commerce, and stuff like that. But there was also a high influx of prostitution and a lot of things. So when he say the Hugging Molly, he's talking about something very specific. But yeah, there was a lot of Hugging Mollies up there.
J-Rock from the Bronx.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not like J-Lo.
J-Rock, yeah.
But yeah, so this concludes our cryptids. We think that's the best ones we have. Tell us what you think in the chats, whether in Rumble, Facebook, you name it. Check it out. We do have people on Facebook. We do have people on Rumble. We're juggling between the three. So, but yeah, we're going to move on now to my favorite section, my personal favorite, In Search of Aliens.
In Search of Aliens.
All right, folks. So, aliens. All season long, we've been telling the story about this book that we got our hands on. More specifically, but it was with respects to a war that's been documented, right, between two races. One is called the Council of Five, and this is not necessarily 5 alien species, but 5 species that make up a council that controls a group of species of aliens that protect human race, Earth, and its inhabitants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the race Matra, that is a race of aliens that are co-signed with other aliens, or those aliens have pledged their allegiance to the Matra, and they're looking to do away with Earthlings and enslave them or eat them or God knows what. And we covered about 79 to 80% of the aliens so far. We will continue the rest on season 3. But we're going to do one alien at a time. Just to knock them out one at a time. But we got plenty of aliens. And the top 3 that we picked, we're going to go over. One was from last episode.
Okay, the
Tauris. So that was an alien race. And what I liked about this alien race is, again, and I think I mentioned it, it's an extremophile, right? So this thing can be in any environment and adapt to its ecology.
Isn't that the guy from Fast and the Furious?
Who? No, that's Tyrese Gibson. Oh man, that's bad because given everything he's gone through, Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Tyrese.
But he was good in Fast and the Furious. But the Tauris, that specific alien race, has no allegiance. So that's what makes this so good. It's a standout race because it's doing its own thing. It can adapt to its environment, and it's unapologetically not shy. It'll show up, do its thing, and you can watch him. Oh my God, that's an alien. He's probably gonna give you, hey, what's up, man? And just do its thing and go.
They're chilling.
But yeah, so let's start off with the Tauris and check it out.
Get it.
The Tauris. Their origin is unknown. They are often seen near or flying by volcanoes, identified due to the exquisite nature of their ships. They are also seen investigating marine life. They have never contacted humans, and there are no reports of violence or abductions. Even though they are discreet, Their presence on Earth is frequent, and they do not try to hide from view. There are several contradictory reports about their appearance. Last sighted off the coast of Norway in 2000.
And that was the Taurus, folks. I love that video.
It's nice. It's nice.
I like the whole lava and then the like the fire and ice. You know, that whole balancing act. But we're gonna move on to the second one.
Que vayamos para allá. Déjame decirlo en español rapidito. Acabamos de ver al alien Taurus. Ya habíamos discutido que donde sacamos la información de los extraterrestres, que es de un libro que tenemos que se encontró en la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Lo que discutió J-Rock ahorita, que son dos clases de razas mayoritarias extraterrestres, que una se llama la Mitra, que son los malos, que tienen muchas razas ahí metidas y están en contra de la humanidad y quieren destruirla, quieren hacer híbridos, comernos, etc. Y la otra raza que se llama el Consejo de los Cinco, que es una raza la cual es la que nos apoya a la humanidad y la defiende y nos dan tecnología y nos ayudan. Y de ahí salen estas razas. Esta no sabemos a quién está alineada, si es buena o mala, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Pero aparentemente pues son buena gente, ¿verdad? No son malos, no se comen los humanos ni nada de eso.
Yeah, they just mining and studying life.
Les gusta estudiar vida y hacer como minar recursos y cosas así, pero no atacan a los humanos. Y ahora vamos a ver otro tipo de raza. ¿Y estos son buenos o malos?
These are badasses.
Estos son malos.
They're called the Tazani.
Los Tanzini.
So this particular race is involved in the destruction or cataclysm of, well, not cataclysm, right? But more of destructive scenarios, right? So for example, there's rumors that they're responsible for plane crashes, tsunamis, and things like that. And that race is there to do this to see how Earthlings react.
You don't know if they're here now because there's a lot of plane crashes lately.
Hey,
Maybe they're right?
It's possible, but again, discuss the unknown, discover your truth, right?
There you go.
I think it's more of a hit or miss. You know, these races are very discreet. The rumor with the Tanzania was that they were responsible for the sinking of the Titanic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the big thing with their alien race book.
You know, Rose could have put Jack on that door, right?
What happened?
Rose could have saved Jack. You know that, right?
Oh,
I don't know. There were a lot of things floating there. I don't know. They could have shared it. That wood that she was on it, they could have shared that. I don't know.
it was there for a lot, right?
Yeah. Anyway.
So, I think the Tanzania fell into this bracket as one of the top three, and the reason why is because of the storyline. It was the only alien race that was studying the responses to destruction, right? So their job was to create a cataclysmic event, see how people would respond or overcome it, and they do so in a way that's kind of like mischievous. Like the loss of human life to them is not a problem.
Nothing.
You know, but let's check it out. Tazani.
Hit it.
Tazini, from the constellation Perseus near the star Gorgonia. This species is a dangerous one. They are responsible for thousands and perhaps even millions of deaths and casualties. Their area of study is how races react to tragedies and cataclysms. They are extremely technologically advanced and emotionless. Rumor has it that this race is responsible for the sinking of the Titanic and the Hindenburg crash. The Tazani have a lifespan of over 500 years. They are avoided by all aliens and are highly recommended to be avoided by humans. The Tazani was last seen in January 1999 on New York State.
All right. So that was Tazani. I thought it was a great species.
Oh yeah,
I like the whole orange.
they look
That-
badasses,
Yeah, they almost look like if It the Clown was an alien.
right?
That's what it would look like.
They have like a suit of armor, like, and they're ready to for the problem.
Yeah.
You know,
They're ready to bring the noise.
it looks like us when we were doing that jackpot trailer. We were
Yeah.
ready for the
Yeah,
for the
I think so.
action.
I think so. But I thought all in all, I thought it was great. And yeah, I think that this species, given its destructive nature, I think it speaks to me in terms of like how they do it. I think that was the thing. And yeah, I think now it's time for us to look at the last alien.
The last of the Mohicans,
My favorite, and I think you'd agree, is the reptilians.
the reptilians.
The composition on that was so spot on for me. What I believe, like growing up watching V and looking at the historical pieces for the whole history of reptilian races, right? And knowing that there's 3 different types of races. Some are good, some are bad, some are supposedly involved in politics and control the narrative. Loved all that stuff, right? Because it lends to the imagination so much.
You know who was one of the favorites from Kid Dan? The Zeta Reticuli.
Really,
Yeah, he talked to me all the time about
is that a reticuli guy?
the thing that impacted him, and
So what happened to him?
I don't know. He always bring that.
All right, so I'll tell you what. We'll play it after this one. It's to commemorate Kid Dan. Let me see if I can find it first. Hold on.
Every time he see me like out of control or whatever, he's like, "You're making contact with the Zeta Reticuli," and I'm like, "Maybe I don't know."
It's possible. It's
Could be.
it's possible, right? Why not? I think it was episode 8. Was it? Let's see. Okobara, Negumak. When did we do Zeta Reticula?
I think it was episode 9. Oh,
That can't
No.
be.
yeah. It wasn't that long ago.
Wait. So that was. Let's see. Yep, I got it. All right, it was on episode 9.
You
So
see?
I'm gonna add it now. I'll add it now. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm gonna do something in real time for one of our biggest supporters, Zeta, and we'll just add it there. Season 2, episode 9. Where are
The Zeta Reticuli. This species of alien predates
All right, so we'll leave that for last. But matter of fact, you know what? Let's do it. Let me just fix the screen size, and then we're gonna play it.
Zeta Reticuli.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This one is exclusively for Kid Dan, who watches our show on the regular, and we're gonna play him Zeta Reticuli, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, right? So, without further ado, Zeta Reticuli.
the Zeta Reticuli. This species of alien predates the Sumerian period, an ambassador to the Council of Five, and often confused with the Solipsi Rai race due to their similar appearance. This species works on improving the human race. Literally. They have been seen throughout Egypt during Akhenaten's reign, providing aid while experimenting with evolving the human race. They almost failed due to wars with the reptilian race. However, they succeeded and have created several human Zeta hybrids called the Star Childs. The Zeta Reticuli continues to aid the humans in ensuring their future as a species and serves to protect them at any cost. This is the Council's apex species.
All right, kid Dan, that was for you. So the Zeta reticula.
Theta reticula. There you go.
That species in fact has a lot to do with the protection of the humans, their involvement since ancient Egypt. There is an idea that some of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs that were running Egypt, right? There was a specific one. What was his name?
Oh,
Amun Ra?
Ramses.
Not Ramses. Not Ramses. But it's one of the first
The
ones.
first one, I think it was Amun-Ra.
And basically they thought he was an alien because he had a elongated skull. And when the Egyptians decided to destroy some of the older gods or deities statues, most of his was removed to hide that truth. That's the theory, at least. With that being said, I think that it's a very interesting species, but not better than the reptilians.
No, the reptilians they're bad, right? They're not pro-humans, right?
No, so there's three species of aliens, and you have the Alpha Draconians. You have, the other two I don't remember off the top of my head, but some are bad. Some are supposedly involved in politics, doing things they shouldn't be involved in, and it just leads to that idea that they've been here and they predate a lot of the history that we come about. They've actually been spoken about even in the Sumerian period.
We got Max Meeks. Max Meeks said symptoms of hybrid asthma, allergies, terrible vision. What do you guys think?
Is that?
I don't know. Max Meeks. Max Meeks.
Well, you recommend the doctor. Unfortunately, we don't have those symptoms present right now, but I can understand if you're not feeling well, and I wish you a speedy recovery if it is true.
It's a symptoms of hybrid. If you are a hybrid, I don't know how your physiology works, right? But you can use NyQuil, Dayquil, I don't know, and maybe albuterol for the asthma.
No, I mean, for hybrid species, they probably have their own special thing going on. So,
Oh, he's referring to the movie Dark Skies.
oh, Dark Skies!
Oh,
Wow.
okay, sorry, man, sorry.
Wow.
Gotcha.
No, we don't got him. He got us.
Yeah, he got
Dark Skies was an amazing series.
Wow.
An amazing series. So I know exactly what he's talking about. So there are some cases in
Is
which
it like a sleep paralysis and stuff, or
no. So this is a series that aired. I believe it was on TNT, and then it got transferred over. It was a really good series. I don't know why it disappeared, but for me, one of my personal favorites. He's talking about like the effects of hybrids taking specific medications and stuff like that.
okay?
Because some of it had no effect, and so yeah. And
Well, shout out to Max Mix for those comments. He said movie also.
is there a movie? I gotta check that because I remember the series, and maybe you're right. Maybe there is a movie, but I haven't seen it. The last Alien movie I saw was Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, I like that one.
And The Arrival.
Give us a call, Max Mix. Give us a call.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about
the
it.
lines aren't open. You want to share more about those topics?
That's really good. He brought up Dark Skies. I like that. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about the series and he's mentioning a movie. Now I'm going to look this up because I just need a second here to look this up.
You can always call us to the number on screen.
Oh,
904-803-7327.
I've seen this one. I've seen this one as well. Now that I see the cover, I remember. This was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. This is more of how can I put this?
Like a horror thing.
No, it's actually pretty in line with the alien abduction or the alien species thing. I thought it was great.
He said, look it up. The editor from Spider-Man is in the dark sky. It's solid.
Hold on, we have a call. Distorted Realities. This is J Rock.
Hello.
Hello, Distorted Realities, J Rock. It's interesting. They're not speaking.
Hello.
Hold on. Oh, we're up. We're good to go. Hold on. This happens from time to time. We know who to call.
We're live, guys, and we're doing a live show. Or things happen like this, and we have everything under control. You know, just give it a couple of seconds, and we're gonna get that person in the air. Meanwhile, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the support, and remember that it's gonna be our last episode, but
Okay, let's see if they pick up.
we're gonna have more coming soon.
Oh, okay, we'll just wait for them to call back.
That's weird.
Yeah. But it is working. I confirmed that it's working. But Dark Skies is really good. It's very different. It's not like Fire in the Sky.
Mhm.
There was another one that was good too, that I saw. And the fifth kind.
Something like Encounter of the Fifth.
No. Fifth Kind.
Was an encounter.
And I loved it because it showed
Close Encounter of the Fifth. That one, right?
this one, the fifth kind. And that one shows like ties between the if I recall, let's see, I'm just going through this because there's a lot of movies that air out and show a lot of stuff.
Oh, he said the fourth
For
kind.
the fourth kind.
Fourth
Sorry,
kind.
it's just there is a fifth kind.
Thank you, Max Mix. Like I said, if you want to give us a call and share more of this topic, you're more than welcome to call to 904-803-7327. Thank you.
So that one is with Mila Jovovich, and it kind of talks about the Anunnaki and the ties with the alien abduction stuff, and that's the one that to me stood out the most. But when he mentioned that Dark Skies, there is a series, there's also a movie, and then the fourth kind to me was like more in line with Dark Skies. But yeah, I thought they're great aliens. You know, I would say UFO alien abduction stories or movies. They're far and few in between, and it's unfortunate because there's some really good ones. There's one in Hulu that came out recently about an alien race that's trying to abduct a girl in the house, and I'm trying to put the name to it, but there's tons of great ones.
Oh, Corrales Otero says my favorite alien movie is Signs. Yeah, me too. That's with this guy.
That's Midnight Shyamalan. And
Is
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, and the other one, the Passion of Christ director, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. That was a great movie. I used to have the VHS.
Wow,
Yeah.
VHS.
Yeah, I bought it on shout out to Sam Clubs. I bought it on Sam's Club.
So
I remember.
So let's go into the reptilian video while we wait for the phone call. See if they're gonna call in. But let's watch the reptilian video because I think personally it was one of my favorites. I love the musicality and the whole breakdown for it. And I think it was one of the last times I used my voice as a voiceover. I actually was enjoying the whole. Wait, where is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Distorted Realities.
We used to do all this stuff ourselves.
Now we have a British guy. We hire a British guy now.
But yeah, so let's check it out.
Oh my god. Let's go. Hit it.
The reptilians. The most known and feared of the reptoid species. There are at least three. They have been permanently on Earth for over 15,000 years. But the belief is that they may have been here permanently on and off for millions of years. They come from the constellation Draco. They are believed to be the original creators of the Illuminati. They can shapeshift and use telepathy to control humans. Some consider them friendly, others consider them cannibalistic monsters. It all depends on the location you're in and what race you encounter. Hope that your encounter with this species is a friendly one, or you might be its next meal.
Distorted Realities. This is J Rock and Frank Walls.
Hello.
Hello? Wow. I feel
Hello.
like that person is calling and they're having a hard time reaching us. Hello? Well, let's give them a call.
It could be the...
Hello? Distorted Realities. This is J
Hello?
Rock and Frank Walls.
Hello.
Ajá. ¿Se oye ahora?
Yes, ¿se puede escuchar?
Perfecto, sí. No solamente quería felicitarlos una vez más. Es su
Thank you.
fanática número 1.
That's right. That's our number one fan calling
Yeah.
in. Yes, and I know your birthday's coming along soon, so happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Feliz
Y espero
cumpleaños.
ver más. Gracias. Espero ver más zombies.
Yes, you will expect more zombies, but in a different context. So just so you know, the zombie theme for your favorite show, which is Moonbase Z / Mars Base Z.
Yes.
You have to watch the episode today to see what happens at the very end. But I think you'll like it. But most of our shows, we're gonna rely less on AI and actually do live action stuff with makeup effects and all that stuff. And now we have a budget, so now we have something to work with, and actually do stuff. So little by little, we're gonna do some really good stuff. We're going back to the roots, Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone, that kind of stuff. Tell short stories, and then of course we're gonna have the live stream every week. But this is gonna be in between these segments. You'll have a show to watch while we're not doing any live streams. So we're working on it, and then Mike. So thank you so much. I really appreciate and love your support. You are amazing.
Thank
Gracias a
you.
ustedes. Continúen como van.
Gracias.
Gracias.
So we do have some
Bye-bye.
so we do have some bobbleheads that we're giving away. So if you have to pick one, which one would you take? The Exorcist, The Nun. What's the other one?
Oh, the
The Conjuring. Annabelle. Which one?
Annabelle.
Okay, so I'll send you Annabelle bobblehead.
Thank you.
It's a small bobblehead, but we're giving that away just for you.
They glow in the dark, right?
They glow in the dark as well.
Oh my God. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much for your love and support. Hug and kisses. And again, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Bye. I got Corrali Sotero. That's Mama J-Rock right there.
Yes, that's Mama Dukes.
I got Mr. Max Meek says, can we see Captain Kirk fighting the lizard man? That was a great show. Yeah.
No, so he's talking about
Yeah,
so yeah, you kind of stole it there from me. I was hoping I could do something like that, but you know, copyrights and stuff like that gotta be very careful. So I had to play around with this in a way that made more sense.
He says also, wow, zombies. I wrote, we are the American zombies.
Oh, that's good. So you actually have a book on that. If you could share the link to where your book is available,
Yeah, man.
on the social media platform, we'll purchase it and we'll showcase it in one of our episodes
Yeah.
and talk about it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. We're here to help each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so at this point, we concluded our cryptid segment, we concluded our alien segment, and now we're gonna go to paranormal,
There you go.
where we're gonna review 3 to 4 videos, and we'll kick it away.
Paranormal.
Distorted Realities. This is J Rock and Frank Walls. Who's calling? Hey, Misa, how are you?
Good, good. I'm just calling in to say my favorite zombie movie, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, my favorite one too.
So that one is
Yeah.
actually really good.
I love that movie.
I actually remember watching it for the first time. I had mixed feelings initially, right? Because growing up in horror in my family, that was a very serious thing. Like, so you couldn't be like, oh, it couldn't be funny, right? And then Freddy Krueger happened, and that changed my life. So then I became more
Yeah.
acceptable to it. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead was a classic.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorites. The Winchester.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Winchester.
The sad part was the ending, of course.
Yeah,
The
Ed,
ending was-
was Ed the friend?
Yeah,
His
the friend,
Ed?
yeah.
Yeah. That
If-
turns
so,
to
so if I turn into a zombie, that's what you're
yeah, I
gonna
will do that, of course. I'll
You
play
keep me up.
PlayStation with you. Why not?
do. So Misa, today's your lucky day. You get to pick your shirt. So when you get a chance, go to the YouTube website, right? And then
Okay.
go to the link for the merch store at the Printify. Look up the shirt
Uh-huh.
that you like, and then shoot me a text, what size,
Copy.
and the address, and I'll send it to you right away. All right.
Sounds
And
good, brother.
So now the other thing is I'm giving away stuff. So that only leads The Exorcist
Uh-huh.
and the
And you mean the bubbleheads?
yeah.
You got the Exorcist and is Annabelle the Exorcist and who was the other one? Exorcist, Annabelle.
The Nun.
The Nun. So you got the Nun and the Exorcist.
So you get to pick one.
I think I'll do The Exorcist because that's like one of the first ones I ever saw, and I was in the middle of Jersey in a brand new house, hearing cracks and creaks and everything. Yeah, I think that might do.
Listen, they glow in the dark, so if you see it at night shining, it's nothing spiritual. It's just
I mean, they're rather small. He can smash you with his hand, but yeah, but Misa, thank you so much for the love and support. It means a great deal to me and Frank. And man, I mean, we hope to hear more from you. I know season 3, we're gonna come in strong. We're gonna have a full feature movie. We're gonna have tons of stuff happening. And I hope that we've impressed upon you and the like that are watching that we've made improvements from season 1 all the way to now, and that we continue to push forward. So thank you so much for your love and support, Misa.
Anytime, guys. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you this week, hopefully.
Thank you.
good talk.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Ciao. I got Mark Mix in the chat says, damn, I've been censored from big YouTube channels since 2015 because of that book. Fact. I got Julio Reyes Goat movie. So yeah.
You know what? The gentleman Mike Meeks.
Max Mix.
Max Meeks. So you know what? Why don't we make it a discussion piece? Perhaps we can have an audio interview and we can talk about what your book proposes. You don't have to give us all the details, but it'll be good to see where that comes from and share that with people. People are interested in your material.
Exactly.
People love zombies. We love zombies.
We love zombies.
You know, I'm not limited to Lucio Fulci zombies or Return of the Living Dead, which is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead. But there's also the zombie stuff that comes from culture, right? Like the Haitians, you know, surfing in the rainbow stuff,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the arts, right? There's scientific fact that they come from a specific fish. They get this powder, this toxin that could kind of neutralize you and put you in a almost dead
Zombie state.
right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that want to talk about this stuff and they're interested. So if you want to share a moment or and it doesn't have to be today when you're ready, we can engage in that discussion and we can share that. This is an open platform, an open forum.
Yeah.
There's no harm, no foul in having these kind of discussions here. We do so with respect, love, and if you want to keep it anonymous, we can.
You can always send a text message to the 904-803-7327 or an email to our email.
Contact at thedistortedrealities.com.
Yeah, and that way we can do something with your experience and your book and all that. You know, share.
I think it'll be great to promote someone who's into this stuff.
Of
and,
course.
And that's what we're all about. Shout out to Michael Martinez, who's doing a lot of horror movie stuff. He's a young, talented artist. Oh, Fort Walton. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
Hello, Disorder Realities.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, Max.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. So you're an author. Of course, you have a day-to-day life just like we do. We work in class, and we appreciate you joining us today. And we wanted to hear more about what the zombie stuff is about, because I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll tell you how the idea started. Basically, in like 2011, I moved back from Atlanta, Georgia to Cleveland, Ohio. And so in Atlanta, I had a good life. I had graduated college. I had a good sales job. After a year or two, I bought a house, and pretty much everything was like the American dream. It was going well. So fast forward, 7, 8 years later, I ended up moving back to Cleveland, Ohio. And the people there, compared to Atlanta, were like dead. They were pale, bloated, limping through the grocery stores. They looked like zombies. And so the idea of it kind of came from that.
Ooh, wow.
So now your experience is that you're actually there and you're seeing this. Do you think that this can be attributed to some kind of condition or some kind of chemical?
Well, no, I'm just saying, just basically like zombies is an exaggeration of human beings that are very unhealthy, unconscious. They're not alive anymore. Their spirit's been dulled. They're eating, horrible food. They're not getting sunlight. They're not exercising. And so eventually they break down and they get slower and sicker and more pale. And, these all the zombie movies to me are just an exaggeration of what happens to a human being.
Exactly.
You know what? That is the most poignant thing I've ever heard.
Like in the Shaun of the Dead movie, when they're showing that everybody's like doing the same thing, working, you know what I mean? Like
so you know what?
Right.
This is great because this segues to our discussion about always there's this spiritual warfare thing going on, right? And then sometimes the conditions create that kind of environment where people live we call it a monotonous life. You get up, you go to work, you eat the same foods, you
like
do
a
the same
pre-program
exactly,
life,
right? So we had mentioned that on several occasions, and you kind of put the piece together. Now this makes sense, and we're going to actually order your book today. We just saw it there. This is great.
Oh,
this is
right,
great.
on Amazon. So here's another detail about the book. I was on a decent sized radio show in 2015. It was called Caravan to Midnight by John B. Wells. He had been a host of Coast to Coast AM.
I remember,
and he
that.
got fired. He was fired for criticizing Obama.
Wow.
So I got on his show in 2015, and I sold 120 books that day.
Wow.
And then I was selling books every couple days for 1 week, and a week later, it was like someone hit an off switch. Everything stopped, and I disappeared off the internet.
Wow. So you know what's funny though? That it's what happens, right? When you can give some exposure to something that can be presented as factual or can be perceived as something that could awaken somebody's mindset, right?
Right.
I think that's what you probably did. You probably had impact, and you've addressed an issue that addresses really a social concern, a health concern, and it kind of puts things in a bigger picture. What's the intention of doing this to the honest, hardworking American, right?
Well, yeah. Well, the book, it actually foreshadowed some of the things that happened regarding the economy, inflation, and COVID-19, and Bill Gates being the primary guy working on vaccines relating to COVID-19.
Yeah, I never got why.
And there were elements of that in the book, 4 years, 5 years ahead of time.
Wow.
I never knew why they were listening to that guy, Bill Gates, because he's not a.
But he presented that years ago.
Yeah.
Even before COVID happened.
On the.
This was presented as some kind. I remember he did I believe it was a TED Talks
TED Talk, yeah.
And then that led to this whole COVID stuff. And now today it's now being put out there. So you're absolutely right. You kind of foreshadowed a lot of the things. And I think a lot of people nowadays are more on board to listening, right? Because back then it's everything.
Oh, totally. I think COVID served to wake up a larger chunk of the population, but the majority of the population still goes along with whatever is on television and on their phones. Now it's moved from television to YouTube channels that are sponsored by the same people.
Yeah.
Right.
And the YouTube channels have scripts, and they're basically actors and comedians that are working for the same people that were formerly producing television shows, and now it's YouTube channels.
But not us. We are originals.
Right.
So you have a couple of books, and I just want to just list them here. The first one is called "We Are American Zombies" by Max Meeks. You have Redemption in Florida, which I'm curious, right? And you have the American Exile trilogy.
Right. That's just all the books combined. It's basically the Redemption in Florida has 2 short books. And so the American Exile trilogy is basically all 3 books tied together.
Okay.
All right. So just so you guys know, this is available on Amazon.com. I highly encourage you guys to. I'm going to see if I can. About. Discuss the more on
Ever with on a YouTube channel was about 3 years ago, and I talked to Monograph. Do you know who Monograph is?
Yes, I do.
So I talked to Monograph. He called me up on a Sunday night. I talked to him for about 2 hours on the phone, just him, not on his show. He's talking to me. He's asking me if I want to get mapped, where you're basically put on the map and you try to grow a channel or whatever. He let me know his son was the Salty Cracker, another YouTube channel.
Right.
So he's talking to me for 2 hours. He talks about Alex Jones being part of connected to the CIA, and how Alex Jones his first wife, her father, was connected to the CIA.
Yeah, he said it. He said it.
So he talks, right?
Yeah.
So I go to CIA.
Yeah, he said it. He said it.
So he talks, right? Yeah. So I go into work the next morning on a Monday. I tell my coworkers about it, and then the following morning, on Tuesday morning, I get run off the road.
Wow.
It was like, and that was the end of that. But it seemed coincidental. I mean, literally a car came head on at me for no reason. I mean, I was in a 2-lane road, and a car came straight at me at 5:30 in the morning and ran me off the road. And I mean, I was fully off the road to avoid being smashed into head on.
That's crazy.
And I drive a small car.
Hey Max, are you in Florida for any chance?
Am I what?
Are you in Florida? Because we are in Florida.
Oh yeah. I live in Florida. Yes.
Yeah, because if it's possible, one day we can.
Yeah, we've been traveling and doing meetups and doing paranormal expeditions and all the sort. Yeah. But for us, it's always good to just communicate and meet with people who want to share these experiences. But more importantly,
it's a big place, and I do have a day job that I'm sure they don't want me going way far in the deep end.
Gotcha.
They know I write books,
right?
And I use a pen name, but as far as being on, I'm shy about being online or whatever. I have no social media to speak of.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess if in the event we don't ever get to speak again, what is your message?
Right. With Monograph. Well, it was like I talked for 2 hours with Monograph, and I got ran off the road 2 days later.
Well, my hope is that that's not the case, but
Yeah.
I want to make this an open platform for you to say, what is your message to the world?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you
My
want
message
to
to the world.
Yeah, why not?
Number one, don't watch television. Number two, don't use what's the super addictive app that everyone's hooked on right now from
TikTok?
China?
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Get TikTok off your phone. Don't watch. It's super addictive. That's mind control. It just totally hijacks the person. My big thing is just try to be a decent person and get outside in nature, work hard, eat healthy, eat real food. Real food's expensive. Spend money on food. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. I see people not spending money on food because, like, real food is expensive, like meat.
Right.
So that's a huge thing right now is people are skipping things that would keep a normal person alive, like real food, exercise, sunlight, basic things. And unfortunately, a large chunk of the population, they become like zombies. I mean, and then the government has an excuse to get rid of them. If you're no longer useful, they say, well, listen, they just eat. They don't produce anything. We should phase them out. And I think during COVID-19, that happened.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing to hear because
Yeah.
I think when COVID happened, a lot of people got affected by that thought process, right?
Well, yeah.
What's important?
Everybody knows
What's
somebody.
important, right?
Everyone knows someone. Sorry for talking over you.
No, it's fine.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, so Max, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. I have your number. What I'll do is, if you want to look at the link and pick out a shirt, send me the text which one you want. I'll send it to you.
You guys don't have to send me nothing. I don't want to cost anyone trying to start up a channel. I don't want to cost you a dime. I scrape by myself.
That's our protocol. Don't worry. We do that to everybody
for
that
everyone that participates.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure for us to have this happen and to engage with people and share like-minded ideas, stories, truths, facts. And if we can serve as a platform to do that, which you just did, I think it's great. And I think that's what we always wanted to do. Create a place where people could go in and share their thoughts without being prejudiced or biased or anything like that.
Right.
About those thoughts, because I think a lot of the times you live in a society where people talk about X, Y, and Z, and they're looked at and frowned upon, like, oh, that guy's loony, or that guy's. Whereas, you know what, the world's already in shambles.
Right. My books talk about that for sure.
So it's.
I mean, my books are nonfiction. I want to repeat it. They're nonfiction books. There's a lot of opinion in them, but it's stating a lot of the things that have been happening in the world for the last, 20 years. And things were going super well for me for a long time. And then around 2011, I had a big wake up and, I started writing in 2012. So I never planned to write books. They came out of me. It was like I didn't even have to try. I just started writing.
You open that third eye and then you start getting all that information and start writing in a way.
I don't know. I think third eye for me, dreaming at night is a big thing.
Yeah.
I dream a lot and I remember a lot of my dreams.
That's
and
great.
I go into work and I talk to my coworkers and tell them because it's funny. It's entertainment for them. To tell them about the dreams because a lot of people don't even remember their dreams.
You're right. You're right.
Wow. Well, Max.
So, and the third eye is definitely connected to that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think finding purpose and meaning, I guess when it hits you, and you just go into that mode, right? Where you're just going nonstop and you're trying to figure out and reveal or present something that kind of embodies the message that you're trying to convey. And I think that's what you did, right? Something called you to do it. And I'm looking forward to getting this and reading it and sharing it with the people. And I just want to say thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, the zombie book was my first book. I do think Redemption in Florida is better written, but both the books are crammed with information and crammed with references. And the whole purpose is to boost consciousness and just for regular people that are your friends and family, you give them that book. A lot of people, they freaking change course after they've read that book. I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen it, like, major life changes after people are exposed to that book.
All right. So Max, thank you so much for calling in. I'll make sure to send the message across. I have your number. Is it okay if I text you afterwards with?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, send me a text. Hopefully it goes through. But like I said, I mean, big channels, I can't even, there's big channels where they cannot say my name or their stream is cut off.
Wow.
Like I've seen it happen where their stream is ended because they said my name out loud, and then it's done.
Well, hopefully that won't be the case. With us. I think we're still too small.
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know, like, once they have like 80,000 subscribers or whatever, I am not to be mentioned because my books are censored.
Wow. All right. Well, Max, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll please pick a shirt, pick something from the shop.
Yeah.
We'll send it
Let
to
us
you.
know. Let us know.
It's we appreciate it.
All right. Well, I'll look up. I'm gonna turn. I'll get off the phone and I'm gonna look. I'll turn your show back on, and I'll look at the links and stuff. But you guys don't need to give me nothing. I didn't call for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Awesome.
That was great. And now we have something to look forward to. I want to get those books ASAP.
Yeah.
So
I think this one is. He said
that's the trilogy of all 3 books.
So in this one, these 2 are in there.
Yeah. So
Okay,
So
gotcha.
for those of you watching, go to Amazon.com. You can look up one of 3 books. Go scroll down. First one is called "We Are the American Zombies."
Mm-hmm.
Redemption in Florida, which is Max indicated it's 2 parts, and then you have the American Exile trilogy, which is the combination or the culmination of all 3 books as one. You can that's the Kindle edition. If you want it paperback, I think they have a price there. But if you can check that out, that'd be great. I'll make sure that when I edit this video, I put the link in the description to that store so that you guys can check it out. Again, thank you, Max.
Thank you, Max.
I know that in the search and discovery of putting things out there that is relevant and pertains to the human condition, sometimes people in higher places don't want that to be discerned, because the most important piece is to elevate your state of consciousness, to create a human connection, right? And it's kind of funny because I've been watching videos recently of nostalgia stuff. And I remember being a kid, going to my neighbor's house. Hi, missus, can your son come out and play with us? And go ride bikes and do this stuff. And today, everyone hides behind a screen. So you're looking at it right now, right? And you said something about television that's crazy, but somebody told me something many years ago, and I'm going to say it here. If you can tell a vision, then you can tell a lie. In television, when you watch a show, it's called what? A television program.
Yeah.
Right.
Program.
So there's some truth to a lot of this stuff that Max is trying to elude. And the behavior patterns is very consistent with what he's saying. He opened up my eye again, because I'm like, wait a minute. People's behaviors are so different.
They are.
You know? They want to get up. People feel discouraged. They feel, they almost walk and feel and behave like zombies sometimes. Right? So thank you so much for bringing that to our attention.
That was a great call.
Yeah, that was an awesome call. With that, we have to go to our ghost videos.
Yeah, hit it.
So what is paranormal?
Paranormal is something that is not normal, abnormal, or out of normal, guys.
So what we do here is we take videos from TikTok and we download them and we just put them here. We review them. Some of these you've seen before. Remember, this is a recap. So we're going to watch one and then go from there.
Before you go there, I got a comment here from Misael Baez. Is definitely part of the sheep mentality.
Yes, there you go. So it's kind of common. People are not oblivious to these things. They just don't talk about it enough. And it's a sad thing. If COVID taught us anything, it's starting to teach us how to value our lives and our interactions with each other. We crave that as a species, to speak to people, to engage in something that's substantive, that produces a result that can say, look, we did this as humans versus look, I can do this on video. Like yeah, it's fun, it's entertainment, but you have to keep it as is. And when you try to force feed things into people that they don't like to see or hear, it creates a problem, right? So yeah, so there are some truths to that, and also there are some things that you can challenge, right? The advent of some of these technologies have proven to be useful, but again, with great power
Comes great responsibility.
and it requires someone to police the police. so to speak.
Exactly.
So yeah, first video.
What exactly is this thing? In this unsettling video filmed somewhere in Brazil, a man heard strange noises coming from outside his house late one night. Curious and concerned, he got up and opened his window to take a look. What he saw sent chills down his spine. In the dark, a creature resembling a wolf-like animal was lurking behind the garden furniture, but it wasn't moving on four legs like a normal animal. Upon closer inspection, the creature appeared to be standing upright, much like the werewolf described in legends. Could this really be a werewolf, or is it a skinwalker or some other creature we don't know about?
All right, so the first set of videos that we saw had what appeared to be like a demon possessed child, a wolf in Brazil. These are all compilations. They were provided to us by, what's the name of the individual there?
It says upcanny.heaven at uncanny.heaven.
So at uncanny.heaven, TikTok's page, so you can check him out. He has that video. These are compilations, so there are a series of different videos. Some of them we've shared before, other ones we haven't, like the one with the funeral, the sunflower did something crazy.
It moved. It moved.
So-
I saw it on the playback.
So, proof that some paranormal things do happen.
Yeah.
Things that go bump in the night. right?
Yeah. You
So-
never know.
So yeah, so let's go to video number 2.
Back in 2020, a nurse was working late at a hospital in Colima, Mexico. She often dreads working late at night in this particular hospital due to the uneasy feeling she gets from some of the floors. Many of her coworkers have experienced similar situations and have even reported seeing ghostly figures in the various hallways. On this particular night, the hospital was unusually quiet, and she decided to grab her phone and record any possible anomalies. When she turned and looked down a dark hallway, she captured something that she is still unable to explain to this day.
So that video was from At the Haunted Dive. That's their TikTok page, and basically, it appears that there's a person working inside the hospital, and they're moving around like they're kind of curious, and then they see this figure's face on the door. I guess that person was oblivious or didn't know that that person or that entity was there, and I'm putting quotation marks because I don't know if this is rigged or not, but it looked pretty impressive. It looked very strange and weird. That's kind of common when people say they've seen stuff.
Especially in hospitals.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it kind of holds some weight in my eyes. Is it true or not? I can't say that, right? But I thought it was very interesting.
I got a comment from Max Meeks. Going back to what we're talking about, it says, trying to wake people up most often makes them go into an attack mode. However, with enough practice, you can challenge their whole reality without upsetting them. My books are a red pill program. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's true because sometimes you try to talk about this stuff with people and they're like, "You're crazy. What are you talking about? How you know this? How you know that?" And I'm like, "It's there. It's just if you don't look for the information, it's never gonna get to you." You know
Well,
what I mean?
well, who said this? I think Denzel Washington said it. You watch the news, you're misinformed, and if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed.
Exactly.
And I think the issue becomes where we live in what we call like a hive mind society, right? Like you have to be socially accepted by everyone in order to fit into this. Well,
Narrative.
I call it the rat race, right? However, there are a group of people who sit outside of that and can see everything for what it is, right? And it's that self revelation, right? Of saying, I am comfortable with who I am. I am comfortable with what I am trying to accomplish, and I know that these things that are actually happening are wrong, and they don't serve as a benefit to me. But you know what's the sad part? When you start making those changes, right? Your life improves, and then everyone else looks at you, like, well, how come you're better off? And then when you tell them, they look at you like, are you crazy? You know, that's all it took. Yeah, simple changes can yield some amazing results. And that's why you get attacked, because you're showing up to the party on your terms.
Exactly.
You're standing on your morals, on your standards, on your beliefs and your ideals. And because we live in a free society, right, in a free world, nobody questions that, right?
Exactly.
So I think it's very interesting.
It is. It is.
And there's more to it, right? I'm speaking very broad strokes, but it gets more detail. So let's go into Ghost Video 3.
This man captured actual footage of what I can only describe as a demon. On April of 2021, a man named Cody was alone in his house when strange things began to happen. Cody noticed the bathroom lights started to flicker and the sink was running. He turns the water off, and as he's leaving the bathroom, he begins to feel uneasy, like if there's something else in the house that does not want him there. As he's moving away from the bathroom, he hears something behind him. The bathroom door had closed on him, and this is where Cody was truly freaked out. So Cody decided he would step outside the house and call his girlfriend to let her know what's been happening. She tells him to stay outside, but he insists on recording the event. When he goes back inside, he finds his kitchen in total disarray. Here's where things truly get horrifying.
Nope. After 2 hours, Cody finally musters up the courage to go back inside the house.
After inspecting every room, every closet, underneath every bed, Cody could not find anyone. So he thought. After closely inspecting his footage, he found something in his daughter's room that had been watching him.
My heart just dropped. I could feel my face, all the blood in my face ran. I mean, it scared me. It just looked like somebody watching me. I didn't sleep that night.
Get ready for the blockbuster movie.
Give us a second. We're having an issue with our videos.
Get ready for the blockbuster movie
There
then.
we go. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little hiccup. So,
This man captured actual
I'm good.
footage
It sounded
of
like
what I
you
can
were running.
only describe as a
I was
demon.
running.
On
I
April
stepped
of
out for a second.
2021, a man named Cody was alone in his
this
house
video
when
at
strange things
Dark
began to
Moon
happen.
Stand,
Cody
talks
noticed the
about
bathroom
a
lights
demon
started to
scene
flicker
on
and the
video.
sink was
I believe
running.
we
He
see
turns
this
the
one
water
before.
off,
This one
and
piqued
as
my
he's leaving
interest
the bathroom,
because
he
this one
begins
was
to
really
feel
hard to
uneasy,
emulate.
like if there's something else in the house that
everything
does
looked
not want him
authentic,
there.
right?
As he's moving away from the bathroom,
don't
he
see
hears
how
something
they
behind him. The bathroom door had closed on him, and this is where Cody was truly freaked out. So Cody decided he would step outside the house and call his girlfriend to let her know what's
So
been
let's go to the
happening.
final video. This is the one.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this was another compilation. The first one was the one about the demon girl. I believe we played that in episode 3 of Distorted Realities.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most believable version of a demon outside of the Mexican girl that her mouth was changing. That was very compelling. But paranormal does exist. It depends on your perception and what you view it as. Some people think that a ghost is just a person with a blanket and two eye hole. While some people know that I call it we're spiritual beings having a human experience, right?
There you go.
There are things that cannot be explained by science or logic, and
We are a spirit trapped in a flesh body.
so we're here to serve a purpose, and there are things that are abnormal, paranormal, and
Out of normal.
and out of the norm. So there you have it. And that concludes our paranormal segment. So now let's jump into someone's favorite video or series. Let's go to the creepy segment.
Creepy segments. My bad.
All right, guys. So this is it. This is the final video that we created. We're gonna end Mars Base Z with a bang. And again, this time we minimized and got straight to the point because all the other videos were longer than the rest. However, enjoy Mars Base Z, and we'll talk about it right afterwards.
There you go. Hit it.
The astronauts made it to the space shuttle and are waiting for the remaining crew. The zombies are closing in and looking to feast on their flesh. Let us see the stunning conclusion of Mars Base Z.
Something skies, the fighting for the lights, but the stars. Still up on the lights, resting skies. Fun time conference. You want a song? It's for the cry. You want a song? It's for the cry. Trusting you all, think of nothing behind. You want a song? It's for the cry. Let's go. Shattered bones. Through faceless wise, you
Mars
Nice.
Base Z comes to an end, and now we're heading back to Earth. Hope that makes you happy. I'm running out of ideas here with these zombies coming from space, so I think it's gonna end at Earth, though.
So I assume one of the person that get to the ship was infected.
Yes.
Right. And meanwhile in space, everybody get infected.
Yeah.
And when they land, the people are expecting to receive the astronauts, but they're astro zombies.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
So whatever started at the moon mission in the 19 whatever,
Yeah.
extended itself to Mars, and now it's coming back to Earth.
Wow.
Yeah, I think after this one,
We need to find a Winchester bar. We don't have a Winchester bar here.
but I'm really happy with it. Is it the ending perfect? No, it's not. I wanted to put more detail into it, but you're limited by AI in certain ways, and it's time consuming. So I did the best I could with the constraints I have. We have to finish the show eventually, of course, the season. So I didn't want to keep going through this,
Prolong it.
But all in all, I'm really happy. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Every season we come up with something different. And now we're capitulating. We're coming to the end of the show, and I think we gotta give some shout outs. First of all, Mr. Valentine.
Yeah.
Who did his 5 freakishly frightening facts. Say that real fast 5 times.
Yeah.
He'll be joining us for season 3 as a regular. So there'll be 3 people instead of
perfect.
Yeah. So we also have guests coming in on our show that are practitioners of the art.
Wow.
When I say the arts, spiritual arts, some dark, some light. We're gonna go. I actually got invited to go to a trip to Miami to look at one of the practices, and we're gonna document that. And then we have some projects with the Women of Unearthly.
There you go.
We're going to St. Augustine and check out some more paranormal investigation. Check out their channel, the Women of Unearthly or the Unearthly Sisters. They have a Buzzsprout, a YouTube. Matter of fact, let me grab the QR code.
There you go.
And share with the camera.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are watching, you can take a look at this. Let me just put my fingers away from it. Look at this QR code here. Take a picture. All right. And that's the Women of Unearthly. You can scan it, and it'll take you right to their channel.
They're on Instagram too, right? Instagram.
They've had other shows before with other people. And now they're just the 2 ladies, Colleen and Sarah. They're amazing. They're empaths. I've experienced it firsthand, as you can see in the episodes.
They're the real deal.
They're the real deal. And rest to know that next season you will see a lot more of them with us in collaboration. And I want to wish them all the best because they're awesome. So thank you so much. Hearts for you ladies. And then Mr. Valentine, Colleen, and Sarah, we want to thank the folks in Medellin, Colombia. They gave us much hospitality. We went to the Hill of the 3 Crosses, right? And we saw the legend of El Bucirasco.
That's the shirt he has on. Show the shirt.
Yeah, so
right
it's
there.
this, which is the demon. We met Roberto Escobar there, and
that's the brother of Pablo Escobar,
the infamous and famous. He's a hero to some and a villain to many. But we went and we met him. Shout out to the people at Casadega.
Oh yeah,
Casadega was phenomenal.
Jacob B. Colby. Shout out to Jacob B. Colby.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Colby. Rest in peace, R.P. Colby. To the Devil's Chair. Nothing happened, so that means you gave us mercy. So
we're still alive, thank God.
We're still alive. More importantly, I just want to say thank you to the audience. It's been a blast. Season 2 was a blast.
Beautiful.
And, so to Kid Dan, Coral, Odot, that's my brother Alex. To family, friends, relatives, we love you. Thank you for the love and support. To the viewers at Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Remember, this is a safe space for you to, tell your story. We discuss the unknown, discover your truths, and we respect it and honor it. And we're going to continue to do so against whatever gets thrown at us. And push comes to shove, we're going to continue to do the best we can to not just entertain you, but to educate you on things that exist.
Exactly.
And some of it, yeah, it's going to be far out there. And that's okay. Because you know what? Everything that's ever thought of must first be imagined.
Exactly.
Science fiction becomes science fact.
Yeah.
The things that are created come from the mind. And there's so much allure and mystery out there that still needs to be discovered. It's not what people tell you today that everything's been done. No, we haven't even scratched the surface.
We got in the chat, we got Mrs. Corrales still. He said, I'm still waiting for Mars Bassey's song. I need that on my playlist.
So I am working out the whole thing about the song. It is ours. We did put it together. However, we have to go with our AI provider and see what the rules are for distributing that. So yeah.
We also got Corrales Otero says, oh shoot, they made it to the Earth. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We got Max Meeks. I like it. Some boonies? Somebodyism. Zombieism, yeah. We are all equal. Do not exceed your comrades.
That's right. Absolutely correct. So I'm going to turn it to you, Frank. I want you to share your thoughts, your opinions, your final words for the season. And then we're going to give up some updates as to what's going to happen.
Bueno, mi gente, muchas gracias por el apoyo. De verdad que se le agradece mucho. Ya el season final y hoy el episodio final de la temporada número 2. Ha sido todo un éxito. Hemos tenido muchos más suscriptores, mucho el apoyo más grande cada vez. Ya ven cómo la gente sigue participando en el show. Llamen, no tengan miedo, participen. Esta nueva temporada va a venir con muchas cosas más emocionantes, muy excitantes. Para el deleite de ustedes. Se le agradece mucho. Saludo a todos los fans, todas las personas en el chat, Kid Dan, toda esa gente que nos apoya, Corali, Max Mix, everybody. Saludos a todos. Se les agradece. Sin ustedes no somos nada. Gracias por el apoyo y sigan viendo el show. Saben que nos pueden ver en Rumble, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Estamos casi en todos lados ya. Así que se les agradece, de verdad que sí. Gracias por el apoyo. Y rapidito en inglés, thank you for the support, guys. Really appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that normally see the show. We really appreciate. Without you guys, we're nothing. Thank you for the support. Keep watching the show. This new season is gonna come more packed with a lot of stuff, new stuff, and new programs, new everything. Like he said, Mr. Valentine's gonna be with us here too, so it's gonna be amazing. And shout out to everybody. Thank you for the support. And remember, you can always watch us in YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're everywhere. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. So right now, let's talk about season 3. What does season 3 hold for us? So remember how I told you thoughts become things, right? And everything that has ever been imagined or created must first be imagined. So we did this video for Return of the Demons, and we started writing our own script. And we said, you know what? We can't do this whole Dario Argento thing because there's going to be copyrights and infringement, but we're going to create something akin to that tells its own story. And we went and we spent money on equipment. And we said, we're going to make this movie happen come hell or high water. And we're going to spend the time off working on making the movie, right? We also have The Wizard of Lore that I'm so passionate about. It's a fantasy-based storytelling of a wizard. All these things are copywritten and have already been sent out for legal stuff, right? The legal jargon, so to speak. Just like our distorted realities, it's ours now. We trademarked it. It's our logo. It's our company. It's our everything. These things happen one bit at a time, but just so you know, we're putting our best foot forward to make this as compliant as possible. For those of you who understand censorship, because there was something Max Meeks faithfully brought up, where stuff that is going to be very difficult to put on YouTube will be on Rumble. right? The uncensored stuff. So you might
Yeah.
want to go to Rumble at some point and start participating there. YouTube will be there.
Talking about Max Mix says, you guys are have a good show. Thanks for taking my call. Hopefully, speaking to you again is possible. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Max, and I'm certain we'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's always a way.
Yeah.
So we have the two movies. We also have decided that we're going to change our programming a little bit to be more consistent in our delivery of our content. We kind of pack everything in on Sundays and then we distribute everything little by little. But we have so many stories to tell, so many influences that we want to start like carving out. So we have some shows that'll be fitting in those slots, and we're gonna condense our distorted reality show to a smaller timeline with less content because you're gonna have more material during the week to watch. So you have Mr. Grimm's Terrifying Tales. We gave you the first sample video. That was an AI-based video. The future videos will be mostly in live actions. There are going to be some exceptions to that rule where it will be AI, but they're going to be short half-an-hour stories in the theme of Tales from the Dark Side, that of Twilight Zone, in that style and liking where we tell some interesting stories. So yes, there will be zombies, vampires, werewolves, mummies, and the like. We're going to try to push this to the traditional sense of old TV show, homegrown, fun stuff, right? And then we're gonna have another segment that's gonna be very built for Mr. Valentine, where he's gonna talk about his facts in a more deeper connection, right? This the influence for this was this show called Fact or Fiction that was hosted by one of the Star Trek cast members, and it was a really good show. However, you couldn't get into the weeds too much because they were like doing what we were doing. We was going into like different things. I want us to be more fleshed out and talk about those conversations and create content that is really fixated on that, right? And of course, we have the two feature films, and the main show is going to be more condensed, more jam-packed, more open for discussion pieces and guests. And then, of course, we're going to have our adventure series, which will be all the stuff we did, like when we went to Colombia, that's going to be separate. We'll talk about it in the story realities, but if you want to watch the full thing, you'll watch it separately and it'll have its own edits, its own cuts, and everything.
Gotcha.
Outside of that, the merch will be evolving eventually. We are still discussing partnering with people and getting marketing where it needs to be. But again, a lot of this is all for you, and for us personally, it is as well. We love what we do. We enjoy it. It's not a job for us, right? It's something that we really enjoy.
Something that we really enjoy doing it, and we really like.
And I think that the most important piece here is that you understand where we're headed. The format will look different. The quality of what you're watching is going to be completely different. Now we're going more of the cinematic route, so our cameras are going to change. It's going to look very, very good, very polished for season 3.
You're going to be able to see my pores.
Yeah, like it's going to be like 8K Ultra, But I guess it's my turn to have the final word and then we sign off. So, so where's the camera? Okay, guys. So season 2, filled with ups and downs on a personal level, on an emotional level. I had to learn that life happens, but it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. And those words are not mine. Jim Carrey said that, so he could take all the credit. But it happens for you. And we made the best out of some of the worst situations, I think that the true test of a person's measure is going to be how hard are you willing to push through to get your message across, to create what you envision. And I think we did that. And I can't thank my partner, Frank, enough. Season 1, I told him that I made a friend for life. This season, I'm thinking more of him like a brother. And not because of what we're doing as a show, but we do this with the idea of connecting once a week and having a conversation, having a couple of beers, sharing a meal, and doing human things. And if this show can get you and your family to sit down for 1 hour, 2 hours, to get together and say, wow, that was interesting. I learned something. Oh, wow, that was creepy. And it takes you back to the good old days. Then I think we did our job. And I think we did that very much a couple of times. It takes a village. I can't thank the women of Unearthly, the folks at Casadega, people in Colombia, family, friends, enough. This is really the result of your participation, because we could do this blindly and have no one, and we might have given up. But you guys stood with us for the ride, and now it drives us to do more and be better. And I just can't wait to see what we can deliver for you in season 3. That's my promise to you. I will put foot to ass, push the very hardest of my abilities for you, to entertain you, to tell the truth, what you can consider your truth, and to open your minds to other possibilities. The world is big, it's plentiful, and it's yours for the taking. You want it. I know that I'm going to try to take my slice of the pie with Frank, and we're going to do our best to make do on our deliveries. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you. Love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay humble. Stay hungry. More importantly, chase your dreams. Wow. All right. So this is it. We're coming to a close. I want to thank Max Meeks, who I guess will be our honorary guest for the day, for giving us the insight and the knowledge on what he perceived is a zombie. And I kind of agree with him in a lot of ways. And hopefully we can engage in more discussions, and we'll find a way. With that being said, we're signing off. We want to say thank you one more time, and just be on the lookout. During our off time, once a week, we'll put an AI video or some video. We'll keep it a surprise. Yeah, I think season 3, when we announce it, you're just gonna know.
Yeah.
All right? I'm kind of certain you're gonna know, and it's gonna be worth your time and attention. And again, we're so grateful. We can't thank you enough. And yeah, we're signing out.
And like I always say at the end of every season, never say goodbye.
All right, guys. So we're signing out. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
This show is produced by J Rock and Frank Walls. Audio and music by O. Dot. Art and design by Corrales Otero. See you next week. And remember, the truth is out there.